Hi, and welcome to the 43rd episode of All Around Azure. In this episode, we'll chat with our guest Mikolaj Shankovitz about how to kick off your career with custom vision. But before we jump into our topic of custom vision, first let's get to know our guest Mikolaj and some of the projects that he's involved in.
I'm a computer science student from Poznań University of Technology, and Poznań, as you have mentioned, is located at Poland. It's kind of on the west side, and when you look at the longitude, is I would say in the center. I'm right now finishing my bachelor degree. Furthermore, I'm also a DevOps engineer at a company called Cognified. And I think that this DevOps engineer is kind of a fancy name for IT engineer. So I basically make sure that our internal systems work correctly. I do some automatization. I sometimes also work with the cloud. Moreover, I'm a co-creator of Assista Group, which I think sounds kind of mysterious right now. But as I will talk a little bit later about it, I think it's going to come clear. And as you have mentioned, that you are inviting people from outside from cloud advocacy, that is fact that I'm a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador.
Yeah.
And maybe with this small asterisk as well, that I am also country lead for Poland, which basically means that I am coordinating work of other Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors in our country.
Yeah.
I also put some private interests. So I'm also a hitchhiker, an avid hitchhiker.
When I saw when you were sharing these slides earlier, I was like, we've never talked about this hitchhiking stuff.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, tell us more about that.
Yeah, unfortunately, maybe I should say that I was an avid hitchhiker, right?
Yeah.
Because due to pandemic, this hobby is kind of on hold. But yeah, I used to hitchhike to several places. I was in Croatia, I was in Norway. Here you can see me trying to catch somebody to Oslo, or actually posing to catch somebody, to be totally honest. But yeah, I was also hitchhiking to Czech Republic, a little bit in my country as well. But well, as we all are aware of current situation, of course, this is not an option anymore. And this is why I also have this second hobby, and I'm trying my strengths at sailing. Saying that I'm a sailor is maybe too much, because I'm not a sailor yet. I've just received my sailing license this year, and this photo is also from this year. It's during the cruise on Baltic Sea. But yeah, these are my current.
Looks like you're posing in that one too. Just saying.
A little bit, although you can also say that it was just a big wave coming my direction. I had to be prepared for that.
It does look like you're really giving it some thought.
yeah, I was posing, I have to admit. Yeah. So maybe I'll just start with explaining what is Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Program, because as Jason have mentioned several times by now, I am a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. I'm coordinating work of other Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors in our country. And maybe kind of how to describe this program. I would say that this program is first of all dedicated for students, and specifically for students who want to, on one hand, gain leadership experience, whereas on the other hand also work alongside Microsoft professionals with Microsoft technologies in order to build communities, whether is it on local universities or maybe online. Right now, maybe more likely online, and maybe organize some competitions, hackathons, stuff like that. If you were to go actually under this link, I have it prepared over here.
I just put the link. I put the link in chat for everybody.
Oh, that's great. Thanks. Yeah.
And
There will be several of them.
Yeah. I'll be sharing all the different links that he's got prepared for us. Real quick, can you give us some some history? When did you first learn about this program? I know that there was recently a name change.
Great question.
I'm curious how you got involved in the first place.
Yeah, so the previous name, and I actually sometimes still mistake the new one because I was so used to the old one, was Microsoft Student Partners. So some of you might know the program by this name, and actually Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador is kind of the rebranding that we are going through right now. And my first experience with this program is actually, I think, from like 2 years ago, maybe a bit more. So the way it looks in our country, and every country has kind of their own specific story, But in our country, it looks like Microsoft Learn student ambassadors are kind of the on-campus leaders for some science clubs. And it also was the same case in my example. So the university I go to, we have this science club called PUT.net, and it's the abbreviation for Poznań University of Technology.net. And this science club was actually led by Microsoft student partners back then, because the name was different. And at first I was just a member, so I was organizing some events, but I was doing it only locally. And then I kind of have been noticed by the older classmates and the colleagues from university, and this is how I got involved, kind of by the recommendation. Right now, I think it looks a bit different because you are applying with some questions and stuff like that. I think that 2 years ago it was more about recommendation. Actually, at this website, at this very website, you have it right below somewhere. There was this apply now button. But did I missed it? Yeah, well, it's at the top right now. Oops, sorry. So yeah, so there's the apply now button. You have some more information about the program. If you scroll a little down, you can see this very handsome guy on the main page, by the way. Yeah.
I remember when I got the email about this program.
Yeah, you actually have seen it first, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I got an email about this program, and I started flipping through it, and I saw that same picture, and I was like, "Hey, look who's made the front page of the Learn Ambassador program. That's pretty cool. Learn Student Ambassador program." So. Yeah,
that's right. I actually learned from Jason that I'm like featured here. This photo is actually from one of the summits I have taken part in, but I'm also going to cover it a little bit later. So here are some reasons why you could apply. There are also milestones. This is something they made so that actually there is some progression in Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors community. If you click learn more, there is everything explained here. I think I'm not going to cover too much of it. There are the benefits explained, the benefits being those direct ones, like you get some cloud subscription, you get Visual Studio Enterprise stuff that basically is destined to help you and meant to help you create online content or maybe create better events and stuff like this.
Right.
And here it is at the bottom page. The bottom of this page. Again, apply now.
Yeah, those are some nice kind of perks that you get for doing that too.
Yeah, right. But actually, the best benefit, I would say, apart from all of those direct ones, like those subscriptions and Azure subscriptions and licenses for different products, are actually the connections. Because, for example, we have been connected with because of the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors program. If I wouldn't be in that program, I wouldn't be here just speaking today to you. Basically, I have chosen some photos as well just to share them. Okay. That there are basically many events that you can go to and develop yourself. This one is, for example, from Warsaw this year, beginning of this year, of course, where I've been a mentor during the hackathon. As you can see, it's not that small of an event. You can play Where's Waldo, but with me as Waldo. I will make it easier, though. I don't know if you can see my mouse cursor or not, but I'm over there.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The cursor is showing. Yeah, taking all the attention on
right in the middle of the picture.
Yeah, right in the middle, the main place for the image, of course. Yeah, there are some different events, just showing how much you can actually, how many people you can meet. This one was Summit in Amsterdam. It was meant for student partners back then. Again, the name change. And it was meant kind of for integration and exchanging the experience, the different cultures, educational wise and stuff like that. This guy right here is actually Brahim, the friend of mine who I've met. He's from Algeria. And together with him, we actually had second place during the hackathon held there. And this gave us opportunity to showcase our project during Microsoft Ignite Tour. Again, you could try to find me, but I'm right here talking to some people about the project. And I believe, Jason, you also were there, right?
During I think
Ignite Tour. Again, another summit, this one for CE, so for Central Eastern Europe, but again, meeting a lot of students from all across Europe. And basically what I wanted to show that multiple different events that you can get to and kind of see stuff. But it doesn't have to be always, for example, like abroad, especially nowadays, right? Maybe it's not the best stuff to do.
Yeah.
So this is actually how it looked most of the time. This is my university. I've been organizing a lot of events there, and this is actually my boss at stage there, from company I work at. And I think this is the whole purpose, is kind of finding people from different sources, making those connections, and kind of trying to do something impactful together for the students and for other people. Yeah.
Totally agree, my friend. I mean, I've spent the last handful of years doing just that, and it's been very rewarding to you don't always know all the answers. You never want to be the smartest person in the room, but it's good to know how you can help and be able to connect people in different ways and really just kind of bring everybody up, so kudos to you and all the efforts that go around everything that's going on with the Student Ambassador Program. I really love everything I've been reading about it and learning about it through you, so awesome job.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so if there are any students actually listening, then again, you have the link here. I think Jason also shared it in chat, right? So yeah, definitely go check it out and apply. And if you are going to get enrolled, then be sure to message me and we can create something together. So the second thing that I wanted to talk about is the Assisto group that I'm co-creating. I have mentioned it at the beginning, and I know it doesn't tell much yet. But actually the Assisto, maybe how to explain it in the best way, I think it's just to describe the problem that we are trying to solve, and maybe this way we'll kind of start this topic. So number 285 million is like the estimated number of visually impaired people on the world, and actually 39 million from those 285 are like 100% blind, like they don't see anything, even lightness and darkness. And those statistics are actually getting worse and worse because our society is demographically getting older. And because of that, we kind of think in that group that we need to bring attention to this issue, starting maybe one step at a time with the most common areas of our lives. And as our point of focus, we have chosen shops because we think that having to find those few items from among 1,000 that are necessary at this precise moment, it can be overwhelming for everyone, for me especially. And imagine if additionally you are, for example, blindfolded, right? So right now, visually impaired people stand kind of no chance in doing it independent, and because of that, they kind of search for some assistance in a form, for example, of a friend or shopping workers or vendors that could actually spare some time for them. And what we actually are trying to do in this group is create a mobile application in a form of assistant using machine learning in order to replace this person and actually make those people more independent. And if you were again to just check that link,
I put the link into chat for everyone.
Yeah. First of all, sorry, it's not very international friendly because the product is destined for Polish market right now. If you were to translate this page though, you could read a bit more about the project, how you can help us gaining the data, because this is the main problem in any machine learning problem, is gathering the data. There's something about the team. And basically why I'm showing this is to kind of make foreground for the argument how big this project is getting, because actually the genesis of this project is from the Imagine Cup competition. We started as Imagine Cup team. The idea was that we actually just wanted to kind of start in the competition, and yeah, we took it from there, and then we have been developing this ever since. So again, to the fellow students that are listening, if you have any interesting ideas, definitely go check out this competition. Yeah, so this is kind of like how I have started, so to say, my career with together with Microsoft, and by doing something more than just attending lectures. Then I think it was very efficient. Then I definitely recommend the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Program and Imagine Cup competition. It's something that have helped me being who I am today, I think.
I'm going to say goodbye. Mikolaj, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. Thank you to everybody who's been watching us on the live stream. Thank you to those of you who had questions.